Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Helm. If you want to check out this show live, make sure you go to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch every Thursday at 4 p.m. If you want to watch the show afterwards, you can go to YouTube. We'll have our regular show plus bonus content. If you want to listen to the show in your car, maybe in the shower, maybe while you're just chilling doing a workout, head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you could find a podcast, and search up Behind the Helm. Enjoy the show.
Episode 51. It's weird. I don't normally say that. So, welcome to Behind the Helm. If you're here for the first time, it's about time. Welcome. Hope you enjoy it. And if you're here for the 51st time, I know my mom's out there, and I'm sure Fields is probably going to be here. He's here all the time. Welcome back. All right, episode 51. I know it looks a little different right now, right? And we don't have.
Does it look different?
It looks a lot different. So pull your mic a little closer to you.
All right.
There you go. So obviously, I am Chief Petty Officer Dowden, and with me today is not Petty Officer Levesque. He's here though. You just can't see him. He's right there.
Over there.
There he is. He's being a producer today, as we'd had some changes and some stuff, and we're trying to make things happen. As always, you can see that we started a little late. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And this week, it's air conditioning. So we're actually sitting in a very hot studio, and we'll see how that goes. So with that being said, we're going to be talking with Ty, Future Sailor Ziekle, who will be leaving soon, as you read in the comments. And he is joined. When did you join?
I joined December 6th.
December 6th of 2021. So he's been around for a little bit. He's worked with me, and we're going to kind of go over that. But before we get into that, make sure that you smash that like button down below. Comment down below if you have any advice for Future Sailor Ziekle. And make sure just to leave us a little love. We like reading it. We like commenting to it. And yeah, no matter what platform you are on, maybe you have to hit the subscribe button. Maybe you're on Twitch and you got to hit subscribe on there or whatever. Maybe you're watching this later, right? And it's not live. That's fine. Still leave those comments, all right? Ty may not see them, but we will, and we'll answer your questions for you, okay? So we didn't have a show last week, correct? I was gone. I was on leave. I apologize for that. I actually think, did you have one? No, it's my son. It's my son. So why? So the producers just said, Claire, who is, which we're going to talk about in just a second, just said, "Hey, Daddy," and it's my son. My son Logan is watching right now from home with Claire, who is no longer my fiance. She is my wife. So that's why I was on leave. So shout out to Claire and my son Logan. So my son Logan and his bonus mom Claire are at home, and they wanted to watch today. So thank you guys. Hi Logan, I'm glad that you're watching. Maybe you'll learn something. So yeah, in fact, I think we have a picture pulled up. We'll show you real quick. Can I still talk on this one? Okay, I couldn't remember. So it's different too, because we're set up a little different, and I don't see the screen that I normally see. So here's a picture of my lovely family. Yeah, I'm bragging a little bit. Yes, maybe I sent it to Levesque and said, "You're going to put this up for everybody to see." Yeah, I am. It's fine. It's cool. So everybody pack it up. I'm off the market. Sorry. Sorry for you. And then here are my groomsmen, and you can see my best man, Petty Officer Levesque, right there, rocking the sweet shirt and tie. And my son and his,
Can't zoom in.
It's okay. So, and then on the one side is my brother and my friend Remy, and on the other side is Petty Officer Levesque, and then that's Claire's brother. So, appreciate them, and appreciate everybody who was a part of that. So, that's why I was gone, right? I think it was okay to take leave for that. All right. So, again, make sure to smash that like button, share this feed. Make sure other people see it. Today, we're going to be going over some stuff with Future Sailor Ziekle. We're going to be talking about what he needs to expect shipping, which we've talked about before, and some optional items that he can bring and kind of put that out, because it's a question that we get sometimes before people even join, right? They come in and they're like, well, what do I take to boot camp, or what do I need? Or let's pump the brakes a little bit. But you're at the point now where that's going to matter, right? So you joined last December. First off, tell us a little bit about yourself. So you're from here in Muncie, but you don't go to Muncie Central or Yorktown. You go to a little different school.
Yeah, I go to Indiana Christian Academy over by Anderson, and that's where I spent like most of my high school years. And obviously, I was raised here, Muncie, Indiana. I love soccer, basketball, any kind of sport like that, fishing.
So I will tell you that a lot of times Indiana Christian Academy is a private school.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're negative to it or whatever, but a lot of times as recruiters, we don't come into the private schools. They're a little bit smaller too. It's a little different.
It is.
And you had reached out to the Navy.
Yes.
And I think, in fact, Petty Officer Levesque at the time was on leave. So you had actually worked with a friend of ours who's not here anymore, PR1 Ospina, great recruiter. And he put you in. But since you went to that school and you didn't have that influence of recruiters really coming in, what made you decide Navy? Like, that's a question we love to ask everybody, I think. Why did you join the Navy? Like, what kind of pushed you that way?
So I thought about military for a long time because I just kind of knew college probably wasn't the best option for me. And I also like the I don't know if to say moral, but like the discipline that the military has. I like that a lot. So then specifically the Navy because I like the water.
Yeah.
I got a lot of family in Florida, so I always go down there. Love the water, love the ocean. So and plus like I like the travel opportunities there as well.
So you went builder, okay?
It works.
Well, and we're going to talk about that a little bit too. But so, like Navy, mainly like for the travel, right? And it's one of those things that we've always talked about. And I tell people, we don't have anything negative against any branch.
Right.
It's really a lifestyle choice, and that comes into it. Like, do you want to travel? And that's what we do. I'm not saying that the other branches don't. It's just more, prominent in the Navy, right? And if you're watching and you're in the Navy, or even if you're just a traveler, go ahead and post down below. What is the favorite place you've ever traveled to out of the country, right? Because in country is one thing. Anybody can do that. Where's your favorite place out of the country? Where have you been? And why was it your favorite? We'd like to hear it. So go ahead and post down below. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And again, the link is everywhere. So you can see us anywhere. YouTube, Facebook, so forth, so on, Twitch, everywhere. So that's kind of cool that it was really just kind of that decision. You have family, that lives near the water, not necessarily in the Navy, but you wanted to go that route. And you joined, and you're joining something that's a little different, right? It's the Navy, but we've talked before on our show about how we have aviation and how we have like submariners and how we have surface, and even myself and Petty Officer Levesque being, me on smaller ships like a destroyer where he was on an aircraft carrier. The lifestyle there's a little different. Now, still the Navy, we're still sailors. But what you're joining is a little something called the Seabees, which has a really rich history, and there are a lot of Seabees in our command. I think you've met Chief Harkins, talk to him. He was actually a builder, and then, converted due to some stuff and now is a career recruiter, but is still like an avid CB, is very much about it. And I've talked to him a lot about it because it's something that I haven't seen or really know. CBs or our construction battalion, CB, and then it became the Seabees. Construction battalion is simply what it sounds like. It's a lot of more the construction jobs. So you have builder, equipment operator, construction electrician, whereas, Petty Officer Levesque is an EM or an electrician's mate. So that's electrical is more running it in the buildings and things of that nature, right? So you guys tend to go over first and be in areas where you're building those structures, where you're clearing, rubble and doing all these types of things. And there's a lot that goes into it. It's really cool. And I will tell you, I've said this before, if I knew what I knew now, I would have probably, at the time when I joined, tried to go into the Seabees. I'm not taking away from my job, Aegis FC. I love it. But knowing who I was at the time, if I would have known now, I'd been like, oh man, Seabees, like that's what I want to do, and it's cool. They still travel. It's just a little different. They more travel to areas and get to move around where it's not necessarily on ships. Right. So, there are opportunities out there where you'll be near water, but you're still land based. And I think that that's one of the opportunities that people don't see. They see Navy and they instantly think, hey, we're out in the water. Yeah. Now, when you went to MEPS and you chose that job, were you looking for that specifically, or did you do a little research before, or they kind of brought it up and you're like,
I did a lot of research before, so I knew for sure I wanted to do CBs because I worked construction way beforehand.
Right.
And I wanted steel worker or builder, either one I was cool with, but at that time steel worker they were like off the roster, so I settled with BU, and I was just lucky enough to get the spot.
Yeah, and they still are. CBs are very hard to get into. It's a job that a lot of people, stay in for a long time. Like I said, Chief Harkin's very proud CB, isn't actively a CB right now, but I can tell you're very vocal about it. You know what I mean? So you don't see those spots come up. And the construction battalions, it is a smaller part of the Navy. So, each job, there's only so many seats and they fill up pretty quick.
Yeah.
You still have to qualify for them. And we've talked about that with MEPS before, right? So, you just graduated.
Yeah.
Senior, right? When was your graduation? Just happened.
Oh man, probably May 27th.
May 20.
I think that's when.
Trying to remember. Well, congratulations from us.
Thank you.
I know that we're having a meeting afterwards. Tomorrow we have a big DEP meeting, and I have something for you actually from the command. If I would have thought about it, I would have brought it and gave it to you right now.
DEP Olympics, right?
Yep, DEP Olympics tomorrow. We're getting everybody together. We're going to Grissom Air Base. So if you're in the area, come out. Grissom Air Museum is amazing. And what you may not know is that Grissom Air Base actually originally was a naval air station. It opened as Naval Air Station Bunker Hill, which was really cool. I grew up right outside of there. I didn't find that out until much later in life. So pretty neat. So let's talk about moving forward for you, right? First off, congratulations on graduating. Second off, congratulations on getting ready to ship, right? You've been around, you've worked with me, since December.
Right.
So, it was interesting because you kind of joined out of the North office just because of the time, but then you living here in Muncie, you work with Anderson and you thought Zirkle was no. So what we're going to talk about basically is, we're going to kind of go over what you should expect, shipping and kind of give some information. But before we do that, again, I want you to smash that like button, comment down below. We're going to show you a little video about the construction battalion. So take a look at this.
Oh.
Man, I had it. We had the producer. I thought we had that clean transition. I was ready. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. This isn't live, right? Let's try it again. And before we do that, we have a video about construction electrician, oh my gosh, about the construction battalions. So take a look at this.
I'm not much of a sit behind a desk and do paperwork kind of person. I enjoy doing the work that I do, getting my hands dirty. Being able to operate equipment on a daily basis is something that I really enjoy.
I've been doing mechanical stuff since I could really do anything, so I always knew I wanted to be a mechanic.
I worked on tractors when I was a kid, and that's what I signed up to do.
I wanted to travel, I wanted to get a college education, and I also wanted some on-job training. Getting a lot of that here. I've operated every crane here. I've operated the 200 ton quite a bit. I've operated the 65 ton.
If you can come out of here with a crane license, that can take you pretty far in life, and you can make some really decent money. We convoy. We go from point A to point B, and then we basically unpack camp.
Here, we're amphibious. We do load-on, load-off procedures, roll-on, roll-off procedures off of MPF ships, bringing fuel and water supplies to shore from ship. After a disaster, we will go out and clear roads.
Asphalt, pavement.
Humanitarian aid. We had a Cummins generator completely down. That was powering the ICU. I brought tools with me, got it up and running. By far, one of the more rewarding things that I've done.
Wow.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. It's weird. We're kind of learning this. We're trying to do something and see if this helps us technically doing it more producer style. But I think we got a couple things that we're still trying to figure out. It's always something, but we're always evolving here at Behind the Helm. That's why you should come back every week. Subscribe, watch the show. Next week I think we have a great guest. No offense. But no, I'm just kidding. So
I took that personally.
Construction Battalion. It's so diverse, as you could see. There are a lot of different jobs. You don't just join as a construction battalion. It's not CB. There are the different jobs inside of there, but it's so diverse. They all work so closely together that it's one video. And with that, you could see that like there is still some opportunity. There's a lot of travel. There's still opportunity to be on ships. You just don't live on them. Quite like the way you would think a normal sailor does. And I think this is definitely one of those jobs that people don't realize that the Navy offers. When people say like, well, I want to operate, 5 tons and bulldozers, and we have that. Like we literally do. It gets overlooked. So it is really cool. Again, smash that like button, subscribe, comment down below. I saw one post. I know my wife Claire mentioned her favorite place she's ever traveled overseas. Oh, turn me up.
No. The one you did is.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we have our apprentice.
Right here.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Okay. Yeah, turn yours up a little bit. So I saw that my wife Claire posted Italy for the history and architecture, and I've been to Italy and Sicily. Sicily was cool. I did learn in Sicily that they'll tell you this, they're not Italians.
Oh.
Don't call them Italians. They are Sicilians. It's bad. Don't do that. Like, I didn't know. They're not the same. So Italy is super cool. Sicily was neat. Mount Etna is there, largest active volcano in the Med. Got to climb to the top of it. Why? Because I'm in the Navy. It's just there, right? So for you, shipping out, let's talk about a few things, right? So you're 7 days from shipping out.
Yeah.
You're shipping out when?
June 16th.
June 16th. Then that is the day that you go to boot camp. So when we say that, when we talk about shipping out, we're talking about, hey, this is when I go back down to MEPS and I'm actually getting on a plane and going to Great Lakes, which is where boot camp is, and actually starting my journey. You're not actually like shipping out. It's just a term that we use, right? So what actually happens is the 15th, you'll go down to the hotel. You stay in the hotel like you did before. We put you up in the hotel, as Hedrick liked to talk about. It's a 5-star hotel.
Super nice.
It's 5-star.
5 stars.
Oh.
Would you say it's 5 stars?
I say it's really nice.
It's really
From
nice.
all the hotels that I've been to.
5-star hotel.
4.5.
Ooh. Yeah, see?
It's actually rated a 3-star.
So no, here's okay. So the confusion is it's a funny clip from a past show. It reviews as a 5-star, the review, but as a hotel, because of the amenities that it has, it's a 3-star hotel.
Gotcha.
Petty Officer Levesque being from the Northeast, it's easy to get them riled up, right? Get them riled up. So I know Hedrick was thinking of the review, and I know it went a 5-star hotel, so we started messing with him on the show live. So, but yeah, nice hotel. You'll stay there. You'll get up really early the next day, just like before, except you're not going through an entire physical, right?
Yeah.
You're going to go in. They're going to have you go back to medical. They're just going to verify, hey, because they're going to verify you're still qualified. We gave you contract to guarantee, right? We're guaranteeing you this amount of money in this job on this day as long as you come back still qualified. So if you walk back into MAPS and you've gained 300 pounds or you're missing an arm, you start asking questions like you're not qualified anymore. So they're laying eyes on you, making sure you're ready to go. You have what you need. You haven't became a felon in the last couple months and didn't tell anybody about it. So you do that. You go through, talk with the Navy, you go back over your contract, you make sure everything's good, like what they said it was, and it always is. And then, then you play a little waiting game, right? Until you take the bus over to the airport, and then you fly to Chicago, where you're picked up. And as we've shown before in videos about boot camp, and as you've seen on the eHelm, in either Making a Sailor or Face of Boot Camp, that's where you're on the charter bus and they have the video playing, and hey, you're going to boot camp. So we're going to pause right there and come back, and we're going to talk about so I've even had some things come up recently from people where they've said, hey, I had read that I can bring this, and this, so I went out and bought it. Why would you do that without saying something to me? Now, is it possible that things changed at boot camp? Sure. So I did not. I did not. It's really small. We're trying to do other stuff here. There you go. I did not, or I wasn't sure. So I have a RDC friend or a drill instructor friend. So I reached out to him. And there's a lot of bogus information on the internet. I mean, I'm going to just say that too. There's a racer right there in that cleaner, man. Oh, it's all good. Okay. Anyway, there's a lot of bogus information. So obviously talk to your onboarder, talk to your recruiter, like make sure that you're getting the right information. You know, and just for an example, there was a young lady who said, well, I had read that you can bring like your own undergarments, like bra, underwear.
Yeah.
As long as it's this, or this. That's completely false. They issue you everything there that you have and what you need, right? Yeah. After you get out of boot camp, it's a little different. You wear what they give you. Like, for instance, shoes. You wouldn't think much of that, but like your running shoes, your workout shoes. Once you're out, you know, in your A school and you're out into the fleet, you can wear whichever running shoes suit you best as long as they're proper footwear. But at boot camp, they put you on the Dr. Scholl's type machine.
Oh, yeah.
And they see how your feet are, and they have very specific shoes that they issue you, and you have to wear those.
I have something to add. They can kind of hear me. They just put out an instruction on the 6th that you can bring your own running shoes. As long as they're appropriate to the colors and they're not super worn, they make the determination before you actually give all your civilian stuff away. You can bring your own running shoes. That is like a legit instruction they just put out.
I'll just check with my RDC buddy because they may put out the instruction, but I don't know if sometimes, like when they moved it from 8 weeks to 10 weeks,
right?
We all knew about it, but when did that start? So, you know, and me coming off of leave today, I actually hadn't heard that. So thank you.
Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah, so I will take a look at that and I'll get that information to you, and we'll make sure to get that out to everyone else. Okay, awesome. So, but let's talk about some optional items. Okay. So in order to ship to boot camp, this is all you need. You have to have your social security card. You have to have your photo ID, government ID, whether it be, you know, your driver's license, permit, state ID, or a passport. And then that's really it. And the clothes on your back. You know, you've been to MEPS before, you know how it is. And, you know, when you go there, the first time you want to be a little professional. You wear whatever you want to the hotel. As far as shipping day, like you've flown before, you've traveled, you are going to travel. So you want to be comfortable, but still in correct wear. So, you know, you can wear shorts if you want. You can wear a t-shirt. You can't wear a tank top. It has to have sleeves on it. Your shorts can't be too short. All right. And you can't wear, like you can wear sweatpants, you can wear jeans. It doesn't matter, but they can't have holes, rips, tears in them, even if it's made that way. Okay. So, I'm not picking on you. Okay. I don't want to, but I look down. I want to give an example. Can you lift your knee up? All right. See this little hole there, right in your, because these are your workout pants. Yeah. I know they are working out. For instance, like you can't go to MEPS in those. Yeah. Right. But if that hole wasn't there, what you have on right now would be completely fine. You have to have on, you know, actual undergarments, and you have to have closed-toed shoes to ship out. So that's the one thing there. Now, we always say, obviously, you want an overnight bag for MEPS the next day when you go down to the hotel. That's going to have the optional items that we go over if you decide to take them, and if you want to change of clothes for the next day. Plus as well, like, you know, your deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste. But what I tell everybody is this: when you use it that next morning before you go to MEPS, throw it away. They're literally going to issue you a toothbrush, toothpaste, everything at boot camp. Plus, then it's less you have to worry about traveling with, right? Yeah. The whole 3-ounce thing, this. I mean, take it to use it, but throw it away. You're going to get issued everything you need. I mean, literally body wash, shaving cream, everything. Okay. So you have that. But then as far as optional items, I'm going to go over a few of those. So when people ask, what can I bring or what should I bring? The one thing that you can bring, and I'm bringing this up to you, and I bring it up to most people anyway, just because it may or may not be prevalent, is you can bring a spiritual text, whether it be a Bible, Quran, whatever it is. However, I always tell everybody, small,
like small pocket size.
It doesn't necessarily have to be pocket. You want a small, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you have that Catholic grandma that has like the big Catholic Bible with the, it says on the that ain't gonna fit in your rack. You have limited space. So if you want to bring it, you want to make sure that it's small. It's frozen. Are we good? We have audio, no video. Yikes. So you guys can hear me.
This thing got hit.
Uh-oh. Well, you guys can hear me. We're just going over a list, and we'll get the video back because now we have a producer that's literally watching it. But so you can bring a small text, right? You can bring a small spiritual text. Now, outside of that, optional items, $40 cash. You just don't need a lot of cash. So we tell people, like, look, like they don't want you to carry a lot. Your stuff is safe, but they don't want you to carry a ton of cash. Like, you're just not going to need it.
Yeah.
So, that's mainly like for like at the airport and stuff. You're not really going to even use it at boot camp. Okay. So that's up to you. Your banking information, right? So it's a job. You're getting paid. The second you get there, you're getting paid. So you need your banking information for direct deposit purposes. Now, you have an option. If you have a bank here, you have your home bank that you want to keep, you can. But Navy Federal comes in, they talk to you, as well as Armed Forces Bank. 2 different banks come in. It's not drill instructors yelling at you. These are actual reps from these banks who come in and talk to you about their institutions. I always suggest for people to sign up for Navy Fed. I use it. I love it. I don't work for them. It's completely your choice. When I first joined, I didn't sign up for it because I had bills back home.
Yeah, I just signed up for it last week.
For Navy Fed because you're a future sailor and you're getting ready to leave. So future sailors out there, you actually can sign up for Navy Fed before you go to boot camp, and then you already have your information. And if you didn't know that and you have questions about it, make sure to post below. I'll get you in touch with a great rep that we have, and he's actually going to be at our DEP Olympics tomorrow. And thank you to that rep because they're providing trophies and lunch and all kinds of things, just because they care, not because they want your business or anything like that. It's literally because they care and they want to give back. So I'm excited for that. So if you already have Navy Fed, then you take that information. If you bring your bank information, and with you having Navy Fed, they can look it up. You bring your bank information, they take all that, and they sign you up for your direct deposit. For Navy Fed, they can just look you up via your access number unless you want to bring your routing number and account number. So since Navy Fed's there, easy day. Okay. Bring a book of stamps. Okay. We don't have email. Somebody told me this. And for those of you out there, if you've ever heard of Sandbox, anybody's questioning Sandbox, and if you've heard of it or your parents. So what Sandbox is a company that you can write into. You pay for a subscription, and then you write in, and basically they send the letter to you. There's a little confusion that I hear where people think it's like an email service where you're going to get this email and you're going to get it that much faster. No. What happens is you write them, they send the letter, and they are stationed in places that are closer to, the different boot camp locations for different branches. I will tell you that here in Indiana, the mail going to Great Lakes is fast enough that, in my opinion, from what I've seen and heard, it's not worth the subscription. Just write, okay? Because what you're doing is typing a message, paying for this service, and then they print out the message and send it from closer so it gets to you faster. Now, like if you were from, say, Florida or Hawaii and that's where your family is and you're in Great Lakes, then it makes sense, right? But so there's a little debunk for that. So you're going to need a book of stamps. We're going back to handwriting. We're not emailing. We're not texting. You won't have your phone. And you get a couple stamps when you first get there. You get an opportunity later to buy stamps, but you will need them. Might as well go ahead and get them. Take them with you. The next thing on the list is an address book. And when I say address book, some people think like the big book. And we're not talking like that. We're talking small, like pocket-sized notebook. But it can just be lined paper. It doesn't have to be an actual address book. That's to write down names, numbers, addresses, because again, you're not going to have your phone, right? So you're going to need that. And then also your wallet. So I know that sounds weird, like optional wallet. Why is that optional?
Yeah.
When you're in boot camp, you just don't carry your wallet. Okay, your personal stuff is safe. We've shown the rack before where you sleep. We call it a coffin rack, not because you're going to die in it, but because it opens that way, right? And you have all this storage space. You have a small personal drawer that locks with a padlock that only you have the key to, and you wear it around your neck. And that's where your wallet and your stamps and all that stuff goes, all your personal stuff. So that's why we say, hey, if you're going to bring a Bible, it needs to be a little smaller stuff of that nature, okay? Because you only have so much space. Your wallet goes in there during boot camp. After you're out of boot camp, you carry your wallet all the time. I carry my wallet every day. So they only say it's optional because you don't need it while you're there. But I mean, obviously, like your social security card, all that, easier to carry it in, especially for guys. Okay. And then next we'll talk about cell phone and chargers. We talked about that. Used to be you send all this stuff home.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't anymore as of right now. And who knows if it'll change again. When I went through boot camp, and what about you, Petty Officer Levesque, did you send stuff back home? Right. So when you got there, except for the optional items, even the clothes on your back, they would tell you have 3 options. You can throw it away. You can donate it. They donate like clothing and stuff to local shelters, or you can put it in this box and at your own cost, ship it back home.
Yeah.
Including your cell phone, stuff like that. What they do now is they give you this box and it's roughly 16 cubes, 16 by 16 by 16. You put all your stuff in there that you want to keep, you seal it up, and they put it in a room, and the day you graduate boot camp, they give it back to you. Okay. So for us here in Indiana, it's not that bad. You know, hey, I'm graduating boot camp. It's very easy for my parents to come, bring my phone. But imagine somebody from far away. It was kind of tough to manage. So I tell people, bring your cell phone, bring your charger, bring a pair of headphones. Why? You're going to use it at the hotel the night before. The next day at MEPS, after you're out of medical, you can use it on the shuttle to the airport while you're at the airport. Shoot, while you're in the plane, right? If you have music downloaded, you put in airplane mode. Then when you land, you've flown before.
Yeah.
You know how you're taxiing, they'll tell you, hey, you can turn on electronic devices now. Call home. Hey, we landed. We're good. Because once they pick you up there, that's where they tell you to turn your phone off, right? Turn your phone off while you're on the bus, and then we're going to catch up to night of arrival in just a second. But the thing is, when you put that all in the box, you have your cell phone, you have your charger, you have your headphones, you put it in the box, it's turned off, you seal it up. Day you graduate, you open it up, plug it, you got your phone, you know? So I always suggest bring it, but it's optional. You don't need it, right? Very last thing is a phone card. Now, I know you just graduated high school. 18 now?
Yep.
Okay. Long time ago, there were these things. Some of you might remember it, okay? And if you do, smash that like button and comment down below how you used to use it. We didn't have cell phones, okay? There were these phones. They were on street corners. They were in stores. They were on a cord. You couldn't carry them with you. And you had to have money to put it into it. It's called a payphone. Ever seen one?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? Even a museum once. No, I'm just messing with you. But seriously, you know, it's not something we see very often anymore. They do still exist, but that's what you use at boot camp. You have payphones, but it's not like the Superman style, you know, close the door. It's a booth. You actually get in, you sit down, there's a curtain and there's a payphone, but you can't put money into it. It's not that type. You have to have a calling card or a phone card. So like a prepaid phone, you don't have to buy the cards, put it in. There are specific cards that are for landline phones that talk about, you know, this amount of cents per minute, maybe long distance. You don't need it for international. But what it is you buy this card, 10, 20, you know, $15 card. It has a number, you call it, you dial this pin, and then you call, and it just subtracts some money from your account. Now, they have these at boot camp for you to buy right inside the store, right next to the phone room. They're right in the front, right? But the thing is when you buy these, you scan them, you have to activate them. And if you think your entire division's there, what if nobody has one? Now you're waiting in line.
Yeah.
First time you go to the store, it's a shorter time. The more times you go back, they give you a little bit more, right? So that first time, if you're waiting in line, you have to go in the store, get this or that. You're waiting to get your card. Maybe you make a phone call, maybe you don't. So set yourself up for success. You can find those at drugstores, CVS, Walgreens. I always kind of make a joke, but I'm kind of serious. If you go in and the cashier is that grandma that, you know, that works at CVS, ask her, she'll know what you're talking about. But if you ask somebody that's like my age, Petty Officer Levesque's age or your age or younger, they're probably not going to have a clue.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of different brands out there. And that pretty much rounds out the extra stuff that you can bring to boot camp. Right. And for our female watchers and listeners, you know, there are a couple extra things for you. You are allowed to bring a small amount of feminine products, feminine hygiene products. Like don't go to Costco, right? Don't bring but you can bring a small amount because they take care of you there with that too. And then you can also bring a small amount of makeup for picture day and for graduation. Ladies, small amount. I'm talking like a handbag, compact, like that, like not your travel case. Okay. Again, small space. All right. After you get out of boot camp, you can wear as well, I won't say as much makeup as you want because it does still have to be within standards, but you'll be able to do that. This is boot camp. We're not there to look pretty. We're there to learn and graduate, right? But females can bring a little bit extra, okay? So now that you know what you can bring, get back to the night of arrival, right? This is in all the videos. This is where the bus pulls in, a little shock and awe moment, right? You know what's coming. They're going to come in and yell at you, get off the bus, let's go. You get inside. They're going through a bunch of stuff, and you do get the opportunity to call home. You call home. It's a very scripted thing that you say. You've just been getting yelled at for not doing things right. And you're like, how do I not do anything right? You start like, what am I doing here? And then it slowly comes to you. You start understanding things like why they're doing the things that they're doing. And you call home, you say the scripted thing, letting somebody know, I'm home safe, or I'm here safe. You'll get communication from me within the next 2 weeks, telling you exactly how to write to me with my exact address. So many people go through boot camp. If you don't have the correct address, it will get to you eventually. The mail's very good there, but if it's the exact address with your division, which ship you're in, we call the building ships to get you used to it. It's just a building, a barracks. It will get to you very quickly. They have it down to a science, right? There are people out there that say, oh, I don't want to write home. I just want to get it done. Yes, you do. And you want people to write you. So for those of you out there, if you have somebody in boot camp, no matter what boot camp it is, write them a lot. It is appreciated. Even if it's neighbors. My mom had my neighbor write me a letter. It was awesome. I didn't really get a chance to respond, but it was somebody that I wasn't really close to, but got a letter from.
Get a letter.
Yeah. So when you have the opportunity to write and get these things, it's nice because on a mail call, they'll say, if they're sitting there calling everybody else's name and you don't get any mail, it can be depressing.
Right.
But if they're like Zirkle, it makes you feel good, and everybody around you's like, dang,
What a
man,
cool
really?
guy.
And you're like, yeah, I know. So then you go into your 10-week process, right? And me and you'll talk on the side a little bit more about a few things. Just answer your questions directly. But if anybody's out there, hit my mic. If anybody's out there and they have questions about boot camp or the process getting there, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe. Before we go, I knew he was going to find it. Petty Officer Levesque has found the clip that we pulled out, and you can see on this clip when we pull it up just how we've changed even the way things look and our studio, because this is before the studio was quote built. So take a look. This is Hedrick, old Future Sailor of ours, now a great sailor, talking about the hotel. Take a look.
This is a nice hotel.
Yeah, it's not like we're not putting people up, like the government's not putting people up in like a Hojo's. Like it's a
It's a
Red
nice
Roof Inn.
hotel.
5-star hotel. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let's slow down on the 5-star hotel. It's the Drury Plaza is not a 5-star hotel.
It is a 5-star. Look it up. It's
is.
a 5-star hotel.
That is not a 5-star
Look
hotel.
it is a 5-star hotel.
We'll look it up.
Bro,
after.
we're in Indiana. That's a 5-star hotel.
Okay,
Dude,
all
it's in
right.
Indy. It's in Indy.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so we're in comparison to what is around. All right, so is that a Westin? Would you say that's as good as the Westin Hotel?
Dude, it's like a Hilton, bro.
It is. It really is.
I'm pretty sure Hilton's like a 4, maybe even 3.
And I will tell you that Drury, this doesn't affect you.
It
or
is
anybody
nice,
staying
it
there,
looks-
but like you stay at a Drury Inn, like they have like happy hour, like free drinks and stuff. Not for people staying there for that, but like Drury Inns are nice.
I gotta stay at it, I guess. Maybe I would.
Oh, where do they
think.
put you
Just
up
like
for your
go-
maps?
Just like go down there and stay in it.
I stayed at a Hilton.
I stayed at
It was pretty nice.
I recruited out of
but it wasn't
here.
5.
and it used to be it's a Marriott on the east side, which is also a very nice hotel.
Marriott, Hilton, the Drury Inn. I mean, these.
That's not
we're
5 though. 5 is like if you went like down. So I'm not even gonna. This is such a
Look it up
tangent
later.
thing. This is such a northeast thing for me to be like, come on, dude, that's not
Boston.
5.
Oh man, so definitely, I will tell you, the second he said it, I knew that he was talking about it because he goes, look it up. He's talking about the review, and I knew the second he said it, and I saw your face, that I was like, I had to play along. Like I know it's not a 5-star hotel, but no, I'm pretty sure Hiltons are, depending on which Hilton it is, like 3 or 4. Again, it's based off of what it is. It is a very nice hotel, but per the amenities, it is a 3-star hotel. It's so funny, man. It's such a great time. So, again, make sure you smash that like button. Future Sailor Ziekle, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Going over this stuff with us. Excited for you to get to school, get out, come back, come talk to me about CB A school and C schools, and so we can have you on then maybe and see how things are going. So, 7 days. Make sure if you have any advice for Future Sailor Ziekle, put it down below, right? And we'll make sure to get that information out to him before he leaves. So, be the end of episode 51. We're not doing any bonus content today. That was your bonus content. Seeing Hedrick really believe that the Drury Inn Plaza is a 5-star hotel in Carmel, Indiana. Yeah, okay, if you say so. But anyway, thank you guys very much. Make sure to follow our feeds. Make sure you share these, and be on the lookout next week as we'll be back, and we have a couple things planned for there as well. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great time.